okay? She's concerned about one of the ears, you're not hearing as well as the other. Do you understand what she's talking about? Okay, well Mum's saying she wants you to go and get, well you don't have to, but Mum's saying she'd like you to go and have your hearing checked, okay? Just to make sure, keep you tip-top, she's saying. You know, like a bit of a check-up, an MOT, that's what she's talking about. Right, okay. She's also talking about the bed where you're sleeping, okay? She's also talking about the bed and something to do with the mattress. I don't know whether you need to have a new mattress. Oh, is it? Okay, so have you recently had that? Okay, because she's just mentioned the mattress. Because she's up there and she's looking down, so she's keeping an eye on things. She's also talking to me about something to do with, have you got some slabs or whatever, path going up to your house? When you're going up to the front door, what is there? Because Mum's saying she wants something to be checked leading up to the front door.
I live in the next net, so it's upstairs.
Right, okay. But you know when you get access, Mum says she wants something checking to do with either the path or the slabs leading up to there. So you know if you're going upstairs, she's talking about the path, something not being even, something needs to be checked.
I can't see, so
Okay. Will you can, that's your, is this the man you can come with tonight?
yes.
Can you have a look for me? Because his mum's talking about the access, you know, like this slab.
It's been done.
Has it just been done?
No, it's going to be done next week or the week after.
Okay, so you do understand what I'm talking about, don't you? Because his mum's going on about the access or the slabs or whatever, how he's getting access to the door where he's going into his home. She wants it to be checked. So if it's already, so they're coming to do it, are they? Good. Well, she's keeping an eye on the things you can't see, Terry. That's what she's doing. She wants to make sure that everything's okay there. She's also talking about, that's a really old-fashioned name. I don't know. Do you understand Edith? Edie. Okay. Will you write that down? It sounds like Edie. It sounds like Edith. Okay. So I don't know. And Mum's also talking about sister. Has Mum got a sister up there in spirit with her?
She has several sisters. I know them.
Okay, fine. If you didn't know them, because she's mentioning these names, and when you said you don't know the name, Mum's mentioned a sister in spirit that's with her, and I feel like it's an older sister. That's what she's just mentioned.
Older sister, well, she's the youngest one.
Oh, right, okay. Well, she's just explained to me. Older sister, and she's just mentioned that name as well, because she wants you to know that she's up there, but she's not on her own. She's surrounded by family, okay? And her job is keeping, and she's shown me, a light shining down for you, so you can be guided to where you need to go. Okay? There you go. Thank you. Got that?
You know who that was?
No. Right, I'm coming back down the front. Path, you need the path sorted.
Yeah.
Right, I'll come to have a drink because I'm going to stand at the front so you can see me now. Sorry for moving about, but when I give a message to somebody, I would much rather move up close to that person so they can hear what I'm saying. And that gentleman up there is blind. So forgive me for having my back to you. Right. Hello. Can I have something to hold, please? Sorry, what did you say your name was? Paula. Oh, right, okay, so I'm right back to the stomach again. Okay? So, have you had some discomfort in your tummy? Right, okay. Would you understand there being a lady in spirit that used to stuff out with her stomach? Because I'm right here. As soon as I've held this watch and come and stood by you, I've got here. So I'm in the stomach and abdomen area. It's a lady in spirit. And such. Okay, well she's just rubbing her belly here, okay? I'll find out more information so we know who she is, okay? Okay, so, do you remember your grandmother on your mother's side of the family? Okay, well that's the lady that I'm with, so we know who we're talking to, okay? Right, she's saying that she would have been a bit bigger. Do you understand that? I'm not going to say that, I don't know. She's looking at me and she said fatter. I said, I'm not going to say that. I just said she's a bit bigger. Do you understand? Okay, good. Because I don't like to insult spirits when they're talking to me. She herself has just gone, I'm a bit bigger. Can't talk about your grandmother like that. Anyway. No, but she wasn't very, very slight either, I could just feel, okay? So, and she's standing in the kitchen and she's chopping up lots and lots of vegetables and everything's going in the pot, okay? And it's all rough. So it's not all trimmed nicely, it's a bit rough and ready and everything's going in it, do you understand? So when you were a little one and you were running around, she'd have been in the kitchen and there's all sorts of stuff boiling up there, do you understand? And that's what she's still doing up there. She's saying she's concerned about the fact that you're not eating properly. Do you understand what she's talking about? She's saying, and she's talking to me, she's doing all this chopping up of the vegetables and fresh food and whatever, and she's saying she's concerned that you're not eating properly. So I don't know whether you're not chopping up the vegetables, and she wants you to, okay? But that's what she's talking about, okay? Who's the person in the family that's got a very, very sweet tooth? Because I've just seen, I'll tell you exactly what it is. You know those Tunnocks wafer biscuits? Okay? Is that you? It used to be, not now. But I'm specifically being shown, they're quite old-fashioned, aren't they? Tunnocks wafer biscuits, and they also do them ones in foil with the white stuff in. Do you know what she's talking? This is the same brand. Okay? So, Nan's talking about the sweet tooth, right? She's also talking about, Paula, down here, have you had some difficulty with one of the teeth on the bottom? Okay, we'll watch out for that, because she's talking about that, okay? Right, she's also talking about, bless her, down here. So, Mum, is Mum up there as well? Oh, so she's down here, because she wants to talk about Mum. Okay? She wants to talk about Mum, and she wants to talk about, I feel like I need to straighten my back up with Mum. Do you understand? Has Mum complained about backache? Because I'm doing this with Mum, okay? So she's trying to send some healing for that, and she's saying that Mum's struggling a bit with her back, okay? Oh, bless her. It's a bit like she's trying to send healing, so what she would do is put a hand there, and she'd feel some heat. That's what she's trying to do, okay? They're also talking about Joseph. Do you understand who Joseph is? Joe. Okay, if you write that down, they're talking about Joe. And I'm also talking about, when we're with Mum, I'm also talking about a brother. Okay, is Mum's brother down here or up there? Okay, so he wants to be mentioned as well. Okay, so we're mentioning Mum in the back, and they're sending some healing, and they're also talking about Joe, Joseph, and they're talking about a brother that's up there in spirit. Okay, and he wants to be acknowledged. So if you can tell Mum that, he'd be pleased about that. Okay, and I've just got, okay, a bit of green here. Oh, Paddy's Day's gone, hasn't it? Sorry, this is the brother up there, and I've just got, he's just put here, you know, like a piece of green. And it's very difficult to get shamrock, I know that, in this country. But I've got a piece of green here, okay? And he wants that to be acknowledged, okay? So, they're obviously, so he's Irish, Mum's Irish, yes? Okay, and I feel like I'm going to the country part of Ireland. Do you understand that? My Irish geography's not good, but I'm going to the country part of Ireland. I've just said to him, well, give me a name. Country part, I don't know. So, Mayo, Kerry, I'm in the country. You understand? I'm in the ballpark, good, because I don't really know. He's up there, but I'm in the country part, okay? I'm not in Dublin and I'm not in Northern Ireland, but I'm down around there. But he's very proud. He knows me St Patrick's Day, but he's just saying he's still got his green on. Okay? So, I hope you went out, he's saying. Why not? Right. There's a lovely picture they're showing me. I don't know whether I'm a family photograph. In your lounge. Do you understand what they're talking about? I've got like a family photograph. I'm in your lounge. It's not just you, but I feel like there are several family members all together that he's talking about. Do you understand what he's showing me? If you can visualise your lounge at home, are you with me? Okay, there are several people, family members all together, and he's pleased about that. Okay? You know, like everybody being together. And he's sending love down. Okay? They're talking about there are still family members over in Ireland, and apparently you need to be going. Have you already booked to go? Good, because he's pleased about that because he's going to be going with you. It's a bit like when you go, all your Irish relatives up there, they all go with you, and they know that you're going to be going, okay, so they're aware of that. They're also talking about a gentleman in the family that's got some heart problems. He's here on the earth plane. Okay? When you go over to Ireland, you'll hear them talking about these things, and he's saying it will become clear when you're there. Okay? So, They're trying to help mum, but they're also talking as well about the person in the family that's got a thyroid problem. Okay? If you're not aware of that, you will hear about that. You know, because he's talking about when you're all together, you know, and start talking about family and whatever, and when you go back over to Ireland, you'll start to realise who's who and what's going on, okay? Now, don't make me laugh, it's just, we're back over in Ireland. Sorry, he's just shown me a goat. Okay? When you're over in Ireland, okay, somebody's acquired one, I don't know, when you go back home. When you go back home, ask them, right, because there's going to be a story about a goat, because the brother has just shown me a goat, and I've just gone, what are you doing with that? And he's gone, it'll become clear when you go back home to Ireland, okay? But he's going to be going with you, okay? Okay, I can hear Massey, M-A-S-S-E-Y. That's a surname, isn't it? Okay, will you just take it down and take it with you, because I feel like I'm an Irish surname, and you might not know that person until you go back over to Ireland, but they've just mentioned the name to me, okay? Okay. That's it. I need to speak to this lady now. Sorry, somebody up there has just talked about Bridget, but you're not Bridget, are you? But it's just moved, the energy's just moved. Right, Paula, thank you. Let me just move over to this lady. It's just jumped across there like it does. Your name is, sorry?
Breeder.
Breeder, okay. I need to hold something, Breeder. Thank you. Right, okay. I'm looking at the time now. Right, there's a big man that's just stood behind you, okay? So, first question is Dad up there? Your father? Okay, well that's who it is. Because as soon as I've said that, he's come and stood behind you, okay? He's also got another gentleman with him who I feel would have been Grandad, but they've also shown me a very small box of, it's snuff, isn't it? You know, the brown stuff. Do you ever remember seeing Grandad use that? Okay, but I need you to write it down, because Dad's saying he's with his dad, okay? And I've got this box of, you know brown stuff that you see, and that's what he's shown me. Right, Dad's also making me aware of his hands. Like, I feel like he's got quite big hands. Do you understand that? Okay. Well, if it's not Dad, it's his dad, because they're showing me, and remember, I can't see them in full form like you, they're showing me hands. I look like I've got hands. You know, like labouring hands. I would have worked hard. That's what they're trying to say. Do you understand? And that's Grandad. That's what he's saying, okay? Did you meet Grandad? Okay. No, I know he's dead because he's with your dad. I'm just saying. Okay. I'm just explaining to you what he's saying so you understand, even though you didn't know him, because Dad's with him, because they're together. Okay. They're also showing me now a beautiful white headstone. Okay. Is that Dad's headstone? Okay. Have you been? Who's the person that's been going to take care of it and clean it? Because it's a beautiful white headstone that he showed me. Is it you that's been?
No, my family no.
Okay. Well, somebody's taking very good care of it, and he's been appreciative of the fact it's been taken care of, his grave, because he's just shown it to me. So if you go, or when you go in, can you just say that? Because there's somebody that goes and they make sure that it's well kept and it's beautiful, you know, and he wants that to be acknowledged. Do you understand? Okay, good. Right, he's talking to me about who's the person that's been suffering with their glands here. I feel like I'm around the throat here. Okay? Sore throat and around the glands, because it's down under here and going up to the ears. Will you write it down for me? Because if you don't understand, then somebody will speak to you and you'll go, oh, that lady mentioned that. Okay? They're also talking about Christine. Do you understand the name Christine? Will you write it down for me? Because I think you're going to meet somebody or come into contact with me because they've just mentioned Christine. Okay? Right. You're lot up there. Are they from the same area?
No.
Right, okay, because I've got, no, that's fine, because I'm still Ireland, okay, but what they've just showed me is a bottle of whiskey, but I look like I'm Powers whiskey. Do you understand that? You do? Good. Right, because down here or in England, we're all with bells and teachers and whatever, and we've probably only heard of Jameson, but I can see a bottle of whiskey and it's got Powers on it. Do you understand that? And they're holding up the glass. I feel like your dad's holding up the glass like that. You know when you go, cheers, and you know, and that's what he's doing, and it's Powers whiskey, so it's sort of got like a gold label, and he's saying you'd understand that.